We just went through the properties of logarithmic expressions, and so now we're going to write them in expanded form. So really what this is going to be is just putting together all of those things that we learned in the last lesson. So if you haven't watched that video yet, I would go back and watch that first. Here, I'm going to write them as the sum or difference of logarithms. And so notice I've got a product, I've got a quotient, I've got all sorts of stuff going on. So first thing I would do is say log base 4 of 5 plus log base 4 of x. And then of course I've got a yz on the bottom, which means both of those will be subtracted. So log base 4 of y minus log base 4 of z. Then I would go back through to see if any of those can be reduced at all, and they cannot be, and so that would be my final answer. But again, notice that both items that were in the denominator both end up with a subtraction sign. Second one here, before I even do anything else, I notice that on the inside of this, the 4 and the 8 can be reduced. I can reduce that just like a normal fraction, so I'm going to rewrite that as log base 2 of a over 2b. And that'll make it a little bit easier because now that's one less term because this is turned into 1 and therefore goes away. So now I have log base 2 of a and then minus, because I have two items, there I'm going to subtract two items on the bottom, log base 2 of 2 minus log base 2 of b. Now of course log base 2 of 2 should be 1 because 2 to the first power is 2. Therefore I have log base 2 of a minus 1 minus log base 2 of b. Similar exercises now using natural logs, but exact same properties as before. So natural log of a squared b, I would write this as the natural log of a squared plus, because it's a product, the natural log of b. This 2 should now move to the front. So it would be 2 times the natural log of a plus the natural log of b. Second one, again, I would think about the numerator as being x to the 2/3. So I would have the natural log of x to the 2/3 minus natural log of y minus z. Notice I'm keeping those together. That's different than what we've done before because before we had two terms down here, and so both terms that were being multiplied would be subtracted. But because this is all one thing and it's a difference rather than a product, I have to keep it together. Of course, this 2/3 would move out front, so 2/3 x, 2/3 times the natural log of x, and then of course the natural log of y minus z. Nothing else I can do there. Now I've got everything here that is to the 1/2 power. So the square root, remember, is the same as 1/2. So in essence, I have all of these terms to the 1/2 power. So I have log base 2 of 4 to the 1/2 plus log base 2, log base 2 of x to the 1/2. Pardon my chicken scratch here. And then subtract log base 2 of y to the 1/2 and subtract log base 2 of z to the 3rd. So obviously I've got some simplification that I have to do now. I can go ahead and take the square root of 4. So instead of moving the 1/2 out front, I might as well take the square root of 4, which is 2. So this is actually log base 2 of 2, which we'll simplify further in just a moment. This is, I'm going to actually move the 1/2 out front, so 1/2 log base 2 of x. This one again, 1/2 log base 2 of y. Oh, and look at me, I forgot my 3 and 1/2 there. I forgot my 1/2. So here, this is now 3 because it was cubed, but then also times 1/2, which would be 3/2, of course. So the 3/2 is going to move out front, and then log base 2 of z. And then my final answer would, of course, have log base 2 of 2 turn into 1, and then all of that rewritten. And that would be my final answer. Here's one for you to try on your own. So press pause, try this question, and then press play to check your work. So again, here I've got a product and I have a quotient, and I've got some exponents as well. So I would start just by separating them out, log, and again, this is a base 10, it's a common log, so I don't need to write the 10. So it's log of a to the 5th plus log of b squared minus log of c cubed. And then all of those exponents should move out to the front. So 5 times log base a plus 2 times log of b minus 3 times log of c, and that would be my final answer.